Right now we're talking about what is your button. What's the button of the scene, the monologue, the commercial, whatever it is you're doing. Your button is the last thing that the camera, the scene partner, the person you're auditioning for sees or hears. So the most important thing I want you to know, you never cut until the director says cut, because you're going to cheat yourself out of a possibly amazing close-up. Watch television and notice how frequently the close-up is on someone who isn't even speaking. It's like magic. So stay in the moment, know what you're thinking. That's all part of your subtext. Your subtext, that definitely comes from Stanislavski. Your subtext is under there. What's not being said, or your underbelly. We used to talk about that in grad school, the layer of life that is down below. This isn't a lesson on crying, but this is a good example of that. What if you have to burst out in tears at the end of the scene? That's got to be in there somewhere in your soul already, sort of as the underbelly. I'm not saying to play the end at the beginning, but it's got to be down there, and it's simmering, and there's like a lid on it. And then when that moment comes, you crack the lid and it comes out. That's a whole skill in and of itself. I can teach you that skill. There are other people who I've been following who also can help you with that. I'll recommend them to you. So it's not necessarily in this script breakdown lesson, but that's something that I highly recommend. If just don't have it so far away from yourself that you can't feel at all, and then that moment comes and you got nothing. What can they do? Okay, they can really come and do drops on you, but they're probably not gonna think you can pull it off if you don't at least do it at the audition or the first couple of takes. Okay, everybody's eyes dry up and maybe you really feel it in your soul, but your eyes are not going to cry another tear if your life depended on it. That's something else. I'm talking about keeping that underbelly alive. And so my point in saying this in your button, is your button a teardrop? How cool would that be? Is your button a smile, a thought? Do you do an action as your button? Do you exit the scene as your button, even in an audition? If it says they exit the scene, then don't just do your scene and sit there. No, if there's an action, exit the scene. And how do you do that in Zoom? Well, you do it like this, right? And if it's not Zoom, I mean, you know, a self-tape, I would have just cut that part off. Okay, know what your button is, because that is going to bring it to life, my friend. And you might just get a really great close-up out of it. You're welcome.